Wait, who's there? Oh, your kids. Wait. What are you doing? Oh, what? You're gonna hear a story? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I have a story that comes from East Java. Well, do you wanna hear about that, kid? Okay, alright. Just sit back, kid, and enjoy the moment. Wait, I'm going to take something. Ah! Uh, wait. Uh, where am I? Why I stand right here and use this kind of custom? Wait a minute. What is this? And oh, are you there, guys? Hello there, everyone. My name is Valeska Adinata Putra coming right from LPBA NURUL. Well, guys, in this opportunity, I'm bringing you two kinds of animals. Well, do you know what story that I'm gonna bring? Yeah, the story of Surabaya. Well, guys, to keep the moment, just sit back, relax, and grab some delicious snack to accompany you watching this story. Well, with all due respect of me, let's enjoy the story. Once upon a time, in the wonderful river of Northeast Java Island, there lived a very giant crocodile. His name was Baya. Well, every day he always lurked from under the water. For anyone who passed there, it will be his delicious meal. All once on anyone who crosses this river. Well, in another place, there lived a wild and greedy shark, everyone. Sura was his name. But guys, living with flock of fish didn't make him as happy enough. However, he was very boring to eat fish as always. Ugh. Well, check it out. One day, when the twitter of bird was singing like melody in the forest, Sura went to the river to hunt upland animal. Like how everyone, he was so excited when he catch a very fat monster playing by the river, ladies and gentlemen. Since that, Sura decided to hunt over this river. Besides, Baya, who realized that his daily food was getting crisis, tried to observe what was actually going on, ladies and gentlemen. So he hid himself in the bag of grasses. Boom! Yeah, a few minutes after that, Baya saw Sura to obsess the river, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this was how the first chaos began, everyone. Prepare yourself. With an danger, Baya said out loud, Sura, do you know whose area you bravely step in? Now go and get yourself away from this river. What? Hey, foolish crocodile, stop acting like king the way you are. Is it a mistake when I just get lunch over here? Not right. Ladies and gentlemen, hearing that, the two giant raptors successfully made a promise for the right of their area. And finally, Baya's area was the river, while Sura took over the sea. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah. Several days after the promise brought a peace for both of them, finally, everyone, they could be peace with the right of their area. But, however, Sura was very disappointed. Like how when he ate a flock of squid, ladies and gentlemen. Then do you know, he quietly went right to the river to have lunch. Guys, it only took for a while for Sura to catch the prey, so with his excitement, he replied, yummy! This is what actually I need for the daily. However, ladies and gentlemen, the excitement blinded Sura for the promise he had. And yeah, he decided to visit this river again. On the other hand, Baya was confused that his daily food was getting crisis again, ladies and gentlemen. At once, He tried not to blame Sura because the promise they had, but it quickly wore off everyone. However, when Baya was clearly seeing Sura catch a little monkey in the river, what? With fully injured, he went down to the river to face Sura. For how many times will I tell you that this area is mine, Sura? You have broken our promise. So let me finish what actually I must do. Hmm. Hmm. A clever interpretation, Baya. But the water here is salty and it touched the sea. And where there's a sea, there's a shark's domain. Ladies and gentlemen, respectable jurists, the disresponsible that Surah did made Baya Angel grow up. A few seconds after, the great match with the two giant raptors successfully created vandalism in East Java. Whoa. There was no any apology as when the promise broke the trust. The long, large river was entirely changing into blood water for a minute after. At one specific time, Baya was bitten on the tail, and Sura's tail was almost perfectly broken, everyone. And finally, Sura gave up over the match and went back to the sea. Well, this was how the fight was historically admitted as Sura Baya. Sura means the shark, while Baya means the crocodile. Well, the end, everyone. You can take literal value from my story that nature lives in balance. When we take more, we'll lose more. Maybe that's all for me, and the last I say, see you.